You're watching the Community MMA.
What up, what up? This your boy Chris Cross checking in. This is the Community MMA, the TCMMA podcast. So it's over, man. We got through it. Khamzat wins. Islam wins. You all know the story by now. This is not one where I can act like you might have missed it and we're going to talk about it and catch you up. Everybody's got their own story from this past weekend, and I certainly got mine. And that's a story of basically just being sick the entire weekend, man. Stomach is messed up, hurting. Yesterday was a day full of action. I'm talking about from 6 in the morning till about 11 at night. So I got through it despite not feeling well. And here we are, still not feeling well. But I feel a little bit better knowing that Khamzat won, Islam won. My Florida State Seminoles held off the Duke Blue Devils. So that's a good thing. My Little League football team lost 36-0 in the playoffs. So that hurt. And had a long drive home after that. So, now we're here. It's Sunday. And everything is kind of culminated. We knew all week it was going to be a big weekend, not only for the show or the channel, but also, what I got going in the personal life with coaching and things of that nature. So it all came to a head last night, and here's where we sit. Not feeling well, but we're still doing the podcast because it's so big. I mean, Khamzat and Islam, we can't miss it. It's just not even a possibility. So let's get into it, man. A wild night. A couple no contests, a lot of long decisions. And then you get into the main card and it's like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Khamzat and Usman went the distance, but the other 4 fights, I think, finished in the first round. So we got like less than 30 minutes of, let's see, probably less than 25 minutes of fighting last night. Total. But first, let's get to Usman, Khamzat. Went to a decision. Who know how it would turn out? I still haven't even looked at the stats, so I'm gonna look at those in a minute when we get back. But here's how the decision went yesterday. Oh, that would be terrible. No draw.
I mean, after the last fight.
Oh my goodness, this is.
Well, no, it ain't gonna be.
My stomach's feeling better, but not totally there yet to this decision, man. Gosh, everybody out there, this is gonna be scary again. This is gonna be scary again. Fans are cheering a little bit, but no one knows what's gonna happen. I mean, they're both swinging. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like it's gonna be split decision.
Yeah, split.
Oh God, here we go. Wow. Oh my goodness. And what you're learning is Khamzat isn't invincible, and Usman is as good as he always been. So I know we need 2 more rounds. Yeah. When Khamzat's got to go 5 potentially, that's going to get real interesting. Oh my God! Please, please, please! I don't give a dang what no one says. Oh, it's going to be split. It's split. It's split. Oh my gosh. 29-28 Khamzat. 29-27. 28-28. Split. Yes. Khamzat 29-27. That's a. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, bro. Oh God. 29-28. 29-27. And 28-28, I think.
Yeah, it was 28-28.
Wow. I'll figure out the 29-27 later, but yeah. So a judge gave him a 10-8 in the first round. That sealed it. Yeah. So we had to process that a little bit, right? Because of the scorecard. So 28-28. That means the judge gave Khamzat 10-8, and then Usman second and third. Then the other 2 judges gave Khamzat 2 rounds. One of the judges gave him a 10-8 in the first. The other one gave him a 10-9. So it would have been a split decision for Khamzat regardless if he doesn't get the 10-8 rounds. But, that was a rough one to sit through. And as I peek at the numbers, really for the first time, I haven't looked at this yet. Significant strikes, not as bad as I thought. 38-36 for Khamzat. 107-58 in total strikes. Okay. Head strikes, 27 all. 7 minutes of control time on 4 takedowns. That's where I think it should be unanimous. And the fact that he hurt his hand. The guy says he hurt his hand. We don't know how serious it is yet, but there was a point in the second round when he took a leg kick and he switched to lefty, and everyone in the house noticed that. It's like, oh, he switched to lefty, that leg kick. But then it turns out he might have switched to lefty because of the right hand. Hurting. And that's why he became a little more relaxed and didn't engage and really tried to utilize the takedowns. And it seemed like he was getting beat on his feet, but when you look at the numbers, he really wasn't. I mean, he was getting beat on the feet, but not as bad as you would think when watching the fight. So Khamzat won, so we like that. And then Islam comes up, and I'm kind of like, whatever. You know, it is what it is on this one. Just want to see a good fight. Check this out. Volkanovski taking a few hits. He backs off. Islam continues to move forward. Oh, big left by Islam. Volk probably better off on the feet than in the clinch. But Islam's still tough here too, so be ready. Islam coming in. And Islam trying to time it up. Oh, leg kick to Alex. Oh, he's in trouble. The crowd's going crazy. Islam on top. And it's over. Wow. And Islam tells everyone to calm down. Everyone quiet. Wow. And man, Volk never gets finished, man. Unreal. And now he solidified himself at the top. And you know what? If he fights Oliveira, probably the same thing happens. Probably the same thing happens. And Islam KOs Volk with a head kick. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's 25-1, reigning defending champion, and still. Yeah, so Islam and still the champ again. A great day of fighting, man. With those two winning, doesn't matter how it happens. We can wake up to this today and say they both won, and I love it. I love it. Way to go, Islam too, with the first round finish. Unreal. And Khamzat, you know, still winning, doing a good enough job in the first round to squeak out a victory despite hurting the hand, regardless of what the X-rays will say. We'll have to wait on that and see how it turns out. But last night, there you see it, 7-4, terrible in the prelims and early prelims. I mean, what, 2-4? Oof. But then you see, as always, when we get to the main event, is when the further up the card, the better we get. 5-0. Ankalaev and Johnny Walker, that was awesome. All of a sudden they want to fight when the fight's over. And then you got Liskarov won. You know, he's jumping up in the due list for sure. Saeed Nurmagomedov won. Muhammad Makhachev won. Cedriquez, Dumas, and Victoria Dudikova. We'll take all those. 7-4, we'll take it. 25-11 in the main event. 279 and 155 and 4 overall. So great year. And we almost gave this up because we got behind from last week, but I woke up early yesterday. Again, not feeling well, and got last week caught up and this week to get back on it, because we worked the whole year to do this, so we got to keep track of it. But yeah, 279 total predictions correct. We like that for sure. And then you get into the due list. The colors are fading because guys have already fought. Khamzat remains number 1, Jones 2, Makhachev 3. Then you got Yuri, Oliveira, Volkanovski, Sean O'Malley, Colby, Adesanya, and Leon Edwards rounding out the top 10. Now, when you get into the top 20, the big jump is for Ikram at number 14, all the way up from 18. So we had to bump Sterling down, Dvalishvili, Holloway. There's a lot of guys in there we like Holloway, but you don't know what the future is right now. And the due list, again, for those of you that always get confused on this and want to say, you should have this guy up, you have your due list too. It's just your favorite fighters, man. It's just, these are just my favorite. You know, you walk up to me on the street, crisscross who you like, that's who I'm naming in the top 5. Khamzat, John Jones, Makhachev, Yuri, and Charles Oliveira, who I'm just not sure what the future is for him right now. It's too bad he had to pull out. But that's what I'm telling you. That's what it is. Those are my guys. Let's get into the Q&A, because you know the people are talking. And let me get this all set up. But you got U77J weighing in. And he's saying, Wolf ate the goat like usual. Yes, sir. Aunt Ray, funny to see your son thought he lost. Yet, well, everyone else in the house thought Usman won. Not me, though. Not me. When I look at the numbers, I still feel like, he won that fight. Crisscross, sir. You fulfill we people's desire of getting Khamzat Khabib Islam content. Might need a little more Khabib, I guess. Thank you. Please take care, and may you be blessed by God. Tell you what, that's a great compliment, man. I appreciate that, for sure. And may you be blessed by God as well. Kenneth Bruner. I've been saying this guy is the real deal. He does this to any top 5 with the exception of Khamzat. Put in Vettori, Whitaker, Izzy, etc., and the result will be the same. Speaking of Ikram Maliskarov, and that's why we got to move him up, man. He's creeping to the top 10 fast. Fast. At Paul B's back. Close fight. Worth it for that post-fight speech. Khamzat still came out on top versus a guy who had an 8-year title run. Very impressive nonetheless. Yeah, and they're going to try to diminish this again for Khamzat. But the fact is he's beating guys with a lot of experience. He's beating guys with a lot of experience. The master. I just got as nervous as you, Chris. Great content. Keep it up. Yeah, I mean, nerve-wracking. Nerve-wracking. Altapa Makhtapa, that was a great performance. I was impressed. Speaking of Islam, bro, this Islam is a beast at Vigo's Pro. At Bucket Toaster, he got the win. Yeah, Khamzat pulled it out. Let's go. Reem Rawls in there. Yes, sir. With a bunch of emojis. At Micro says, Abu got robbed. Yeah. You got Count Magomedov saying better. Islam KO'd him. Yeah. Javier Solis. Bro, Khamzat messed up his wrist in the first round and still won. If he wouldn't have done that to his wrist, he could have continued dominating Usman the next 2 rounds. Yeah, more than likely so. And I'd like to see him have done better in the striking. But, obviously if you're landing punches and your wrist is hurting, it's not going to be possible. At Javier Solis. Talking about Khamzat's wrist. No wonder he couldn't keep up the aggressiveness. Beat Usman with a messed up wrist. Basically one-handed. Khamzat won one-handed. Kenneth Bruner saying the same thing just in. Khamzat hurt his wrist in the first round. Nothing to do with cardio or being timid. Beat Usman basically with one hand. And that's what everybody is talking about. At the Master, let's go, Chris. It was a good fight. I don't think Sean Strickland can defend Khamzat on his back the way Kamaru did. I'm excited what the future holds for Khamzat. Yeah, and even if it's 6 to 8 months, they got to wait on this guy right now. They got to let him get better if he needs to get better, and hopefully there's no excuse for them to take Khamzat out of the title fight. That's always my worry, is they're going to find some excuse to keep him out. And man, the chat's moving today. D. Micah Reynolds, DDP is hiding force in the division. It's good though. Strickland, Khamzat, full camps, no excuses, 5 rounds clash of fighting styles. Then if you get past that, you get DDP, Khamzat. Aunt Ray, will UFC give Khamzat a title shot or rebook Paulo versus... No way they're rebooking Paulo. Paulo's done as far as Khamzat. D. Micah Reynolds, does Khamzat hand situation spoil the party? Can he get back in there? 3, 6, 9 months. Will UFC wait? I know. That's what I'm thinking. Are they forced though DDP in for the championship? Now, if they put DDP in for the championship, it's not changing anything the UFC has said. They just said Khamzat's fighting for the title next. So think of that from Khamzat's perspective. Even if the other 2 fight for the title, Khamzat's fighting the winner. So that's what they mean when they say he's fighting for the title next. It doesn't mean that the next title fight is his. It means that his next fight is for the title. So, you always got to think of this when it comes to the UFC and be careful to listen to the words. X-rays doctors will determine all that soon. And we'll find out how serious, yeah. Yes, Khamzat versus Costa, the fans still feel gypped about that one. The fight that got away, but Usman was a better fight, really, for Khamzat. Right? Because he beat a legitimate guy. He beat a legitimate guy. How do you think Khamzat does against Sean Strickland? Give us your thoughts, sir. AKA the Master. And I think it's real simple. I think Khamzat dominates. Listen. Come on, guys. Khamzat dominates everybody. This is just the rise. This is just the beginning. He's just rising up right now. He's going to get better and better and better, but he's not invincible. He's not invincible. Okay? He's not going to go in there and just dominate the best of the best. It's going to be a fight. And when he gets a 5-round fight is when it's really going to get interesting. Because does he lose the first one because he's not used to it? I hope not. But if that Usman fight goes 5 rounds, Khamzat is in trouble in that situation because of the hand, whatever have you. And he couldn't get the finish in the first. So you just don't know how that fight is going to play out if it goes 5 rounds. Thankfully for Khamzat, it went 3. And I'm just being honest. But yeah, if you ask me if he's going to beat Sean Strickland, he's going to dominate him. You know, and I may say dominate and it may go in there and be a 5-round battle and Khamzat sneaks out of 2 48-47s. I don't know. Or he might go in there and finish him in the first. You just really never know. But I think Khamzat beats everybody right now. I don't know if he'll have a setback in his career at some point, but he's going to beat everybody that you match him up against. That's just how I feel. I don't care who's fighting. I don't care if it's at bantamweight or heavyweight. Can you imagine Khamzat at bantamweight? But seriously, man. I think he beats everybody. You know. The Micah Reynolds, yes. Usman fight was a good win for him. Yeah, I mean, better than Costa. Because it lifted up the opponent, and then now you got the UFC saying you're fighting for the title. They want to keep the card alive. You got everything in your corner. He signed a new long-term deal with the UFC. No one knows what the specifications are, but he had the advantage in this situation to get what he wanted, and I think that's what Khamzat did. And now it's just a matter of time. Don't be surprised though if we get Sean Strickland DDP here in about 3 or 4 months. And then he'll tell Khamzat to sit back for 9 or 10 months and totally get, you know, healed up and get ready to go. So I think there may be another title fight first before Khamzat gets a title fight. And then are they going to put him in the rankings in the middleweight division? I mean, yeah, he's got to be in the top 5. But Usman wasn't ranked in the middleweight either. So we're all guessing as to how good Usman will be in the middleweight division. We don't know. If he's top 3, top 7, top 10, we really would have to just take an educated guess there. So, you know, a lot of questions are coming up, but I think, you know, Khamzat will beat anyone. And I don't think we should rush this one. As Khamzat fans, we don't need to rush and say, hey, get back in there in 4 to 6 months. We need to say, hey, get the hand healed up. The UFC made a promise. Khamzat fans, do not forget. And we expect his next fight, not the next fight, but his next fight to be for the title. And we need to make sure that he's 100%, because now we don't have to wait to know who the next opponent is. And, you know, then how long after that? And then is a title up in the air? Do we got rematches going on? We know that he's fighting for the title next, so now we can be patient. Before it was like, we need to fight right now. We need to fight. Everyone's freaking out. But now it's like, okay, we can sit back truly and be as patient as we want to be. Now, who knows how I'm going to feel in 3 months, you know. But right now I'm saying we need to be patient. And we need to make sure that his next fight is for the title and that he's healthy. That's what it is. But listen, man, it's been real. Glad this weekend is over. We got past it. We know the result. And now it's time for a title fight. For now, it's your boy Chris Cross. Have a great day and God bless. Peace.